I'm being prompted. Hi, my name is Lucas, and I do a bunch of things, and you might have seen me previously in a completely different context. With Perfect, this has nothing to do with Perfect. How perfect is that? So, a little while ago, looked at an opportunity, which was, we have a lot of really bright teenagers who are innovators, who are entrepreneurs in their own right, and they take courses in school. They have things like DECA, which is the North American-wide program that helps teenagers learn about business. They have speakers who come in. Thanks. Who come in and they talk about individual topics, how to be an entrepreneur, how to do X, Y, Z with marketing, etc. But they're speakers. The opportunity, though, was sitting teenagers who are motivated and bright side by side with entrepreneurs who run their businesses day in, day out, and working very much closely with each other. So that was the impetus to create something called the Y2 Entrepreneur Conference, which I'm going to tell you about. So Y2 is a two-part conference. It takes place over 2 Saturdays, where teenagers are given a couple of workshops. They band together in teams, and they tackle some problems by creating some business ideas. And in this case, that's coming up on February 25th and March the 4th. The themes are sustainable planet, youth mental health, and financial literacy. The teams form, they work on their ideas, they go through a couple of workshops, design thinking, they do another workshop on building an investor pitch, and they work with coaches. Has anyone here seen the TV show The Voice? Okay, one hand, awesome. So each team gets their version of a Blake Shelton, Adam Levine, Alicia Keys, take your pick, Miley Cyrus, and they work with their dedicated coach who helps them interpret and apply the lessons from the workshops. The coach also will obviously share with them perspective from running a business. So the kids get the opportunity to work with a mentor for both the 2 Saturdays, as well as in between, they'll Skype or Google Hangouts. So they get hands-on mentoring for the entire duration. What they also get for the top 2 winning teams, the prizes aren't swag. The prize is not, here's an iPad case. The whole purpose of this thing is learning, not necessarily to start a business. So the winning teams get a meal with a serial entrepreneur. They get a meal with a CTO, somebody who will mentor them and give them additional learning. Because again, that's the entire purpose. The next conference, as I mentioned, February 25th and March the 4th. It's being held at Seneca's Markham campus, so along Highway 7, and the target is to have 100 participants. And this is our 3rd one. In the last 2, the real magic were 2 things. One was really good food, because they're teenagers. So we had like lobster mac and cheese, or cheese mac and cheese, buttermilk fried chicken. Very important, kids need to be fed. And the second, more to the point, was the mentors. The fact that they could work side by side with people like like those of us in the room. The kids have said they don't have access to people who have this kind of experience, and that's what's made it really special. Impact. We've had 2, as I mentioned, had over 100 kids participate, and the other stat that's really interesting is there have been over 65 volunteers from across York Region and the GTA who have served as judges, coaches, mentors, speakers, prizes, and so forth. And already we have 29, if the 1% just talked to says yes. We have 29 volunteers already. So there's a lot of, this is an opportunity for those of us who want to give back to the next generation, a very time-fixed opportunity to work with them. So the turnout's been really great so far on that front. And teenagers who are exceedingly slow at registering for things like this, we've already had 4 registrations, and we're just under 3 months away, which is pretty cool. It's the first one, we had like nothing. The last day, 24 hours before, spiked. So I went from like about to die to having a heart attack in a few hours. The impact, unexpectedly, was that 2 of the teams have gone on from the past 2 conferences to generate seed money. Now for a teenager, $5,500 is quite a bit, but what's interesting is their ideas have taken, and one team, Candy Cutlery, competed in the Ideal Incubator's business plan competition against grown-ups, and they won. They also won the People's Choice. So here's a team of, one of their team members is in first year university, the rest are in high school, and they won. So really impressive to see teens who have a chance to put a voice and words around really cool ideas do well in the real world. So the whole idea is to accelerate their learning, personal development. So they asked, I'm looking for one more judge. Is Mike Betts still here? Okay, I get to talk about him. No, so Mike is going to be a judge. The judges in the past have been entrepreneurs, but this time I thought it'd be kind of fun to incorporate an angel or two. So I could tell the kids, you're now presenting to not dragons, but angels. Ooh, now it's real. So let me know if you're interested. Second thing, if you know of any teens who would benefit from this, by the way, the cost is $30 for the entire thing. This is not a profit-making machine. I'm charging $30 so they show up. Charge them $0, no one shows. They get 6 meals out of it, the 3 workshops and everything I've talked about. So $30 is just, so they're good for their commitment. But if you know of anybody who would benefit, let them know. The website is y2labs.co, and I'll show it in a second. The other thing is show up. If this sounds vaguely interesting to you, come to the finals. March the 4th, that's a Saturday. We get started at 1 o'clock. I would suggest, with all due respect to other startup weekend-like competitions, the caliber of the teenagers that present are fantastic. And they arguably are better than the ones I've seen at startup weekends. They're that good. So if you want to be inspired, if you want an interesting idea, come on by. It's at Seneca's Markham campus, no charge to attend, and just cheer the kids on. And if you want more information, y2labs.co. And by the way, the interesting thing about Y2 is I co-founded this with 4 teenagers. So the DNA of teens are right embedded in the creation of this thing. And off of the y2labs.co website, there's a link to our YouTube channel so you can see the presentations, and call BS on me if you don't like what you see. So the ask is, again, if anybody's interested to be a judge, let me know, we'll have a chat. Let teens know and come by and watch. It's just fun. Thank you.